What's up, traders? Keon here. We're going to be looking over our trades from today, and we're also going to be building out our watch list for tomorrow's trading session. Now, before we get started, let's make sure we smash that like and subscribe button so we can keep pushing out this content. And if you haven't already, join our Discord. Absolutely free for 7 days. If you don't love us, it's not a problem. Keep all the money that you made. You get access to all our channels, all our alerts for 7 days. All right, now let's get started. So today was another SPX day. Thank you very much to Chairman Powell. All right, let's go to our Discord. Let's go to our alerts. So at 7:19, we entered a 44.05 SPX call at $8 a premium. I know it's expensive. That's just the way SPX is. I didn't want to go too at the money because it was consolidating at this time. So I had to get closer in the money for us to make money, right? So we entered at $8 premium. We sold some at $8.60. We sold another at $9. And my last contract, unfortunately, again, it stopped out at $8. Now, these contracts, this same alert, these premiums went all the way to $16.70 per contract. But as we always say, paper hands, but we can't be greedy in this market. So can't be mad about making money. All right. We entered another one, a 44.30 SPX call at $1.90. Okay. A weekly, right? I should say it actually expired today. This was right when Powell spoke. So it was a full risk, right? These contracts, we sold some at $2.75 and the last ones at $3. And these ran up all the way to around four-ish premium, I believe. So today was a great day to play SPX. Now, it's easy for me to read the alerts and say that, wow, we made money, but how do we do it, right? So let's go to the chart and I will show you exactly how we trade SPX. So the first alert was at 7:19 a.m. So it was around like right here, right? So I had a 4392.23 resistance. You see how this wick rejects, right? So this is going to be my resistance. Once I saw a candle break, right, a wick, right, break above this resistance. Again, this one's very risky, right? I just, with the ticks showing positive readings, I felt more bullish. So I took the risk of buying it at resistance, right? I don't usually do this, but I did it. Okay. So we had a 4392.23 resistance. Okay. So with SPX is great. These contracts move very fast, right? They're very liquid. So you could have sold actually here for some profits, right? The premiums move. It held this resistance, right? So our previous resistance turned into support. It was still riding along the 8 EMA. I also had a previous resistance at 4394.34. Once I knew it broke above this resistance, we were going to make money, right? That's why we buy multiple contracts so we can let the others run, right? So we can see that it ran up. It's holding above the 8 EMA. Now we have another resistance at 4396.7. Rejects here kind of. Reject. Once it broke, make more money, right? This is basically where the premium went to around 14, 15. Okay. So that was that trade. Now let's look at the trade before the meeting. And that was, or right when the meeting started, that was at 11:30. Now this one was very risky, to be honest with you. So let's just go on the 1 minute and let's go to 11:30. I mean, this one was quick, guys. We saw Well, I'm sorry, this was actually earlier because my bot did not work to post these alerts. But I believe it was around here. It was around 11. Yeah, it was around 11:20. So I saw that it held this, this support right here. And once it held, I just went in, right? It was more of a YOLO. Okay. It was more of a YOLO play. Market was kind of falling. That once Jay Powell started speaking, we saw a pump. I entered it and we made some money. So this one wasn't really about technical analysis. It was about, saw one green candle, Powell's talking, I'll take the risk and go for it. And it paid off. And again, $1.90 premium, right? We sold some at $2.75, sold the last at $3. So this one was more of a lucky trade, but let's check out our profits, right? So SPY, he made $76, a good gain there. We have some others. SPX 755, 1053, 150, 320, 260. I mean, it's all over, right? Look at this. ES futures from Josh, 2,200, right? 560. It's all over. So both these plays worked out perfectly. Now, for tonight's watch list, what do we got? So we have Worksport, ASML, Nvidia, Snapchat, Roku, Facebook, Pfizer. Pfizer actually just announced their booster shot for at-risk candidates, and Square. So let's start with Worksport, a stock I have never traded, but let's take a look at it. So let's go to the 15-minute chart. So what do we got here, right? So we have a support at around 7.76, right? It's holding this support at 7.76. Great volume, 4.2 million, 547% of its average. Okay. So if it stays like this, let's get the low, right? Let's get the low candle. Let's go here. And let's get the high. Let's go here. If market was open, right? This is either breakout or breakdown, right? Usually when this formation happens, either the stock will break up or break down. Now, market's closed, candlesticks aren't moving. This pattern will not work, right? This is just an example. So where do we see our resistance for this stock? It's going to be right here because it tried pushing up, right? But rejected. And as you can see, it started pushing down. So 812 is going to be your resistance for Worksport, right? And again, that's only if it stays like this for pre-market. Okay, now if it breaks 812, here's another rejection here, right? It tried breaking, but it pulled back. So 835 is going to be your first target. Yes, that's not a big gain, but that's just what the market is giving us, right? That's the rejection. And again, if it breaks above that, we can actually look for the highs at 9.09. Now, if it goes below 7.76, where's the stock going? Right? So you see how there's a previous resistance acting as a new support. Okay. So below 7.76, you see this candle right here acting as a support. We're going to use this as a new support, right? So around 7.41. Okay. So that's going to be our target. So below 7.76, we got 7.41 as your target. Above 8.12, we got 8.35 and then the highs of 9.09. So that is Worksport. Let's do ASML. All right, so what do we got ASML? Great day today, up 1%, 10 points. We got a resistance here, right? At 871.65. So this is going to be our first resistance. Now, as you can see, there is multiple previous resistance here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be our new support, right? Old resistance, new support. Okay, so 862.29 is going to be our support on this stock. Where will this stock go if it breaks below 862.29? Well, look at here, right? This was an old support, right? Now we can make it as a new support, right? Now, or we can use the 50 EMA here with this wick acting as a support, which I like. I like how this stock bounced above the 50 EMA and rode up, holding above the 21, holding above the 8. So let's use this one. So around 850.35, that's going to be our target for the puts, right? So below that, I mean, this stock could go to another previous resistance, right? Right here. This was old resistance. Now it's a new support. So 845.29, this could be another target. Now for the upside, where could this stock go? If we can break 871.65, this is a new resistance, right? Because actually it was a previous resistance, but now we're going back to the same one, okay? Because it got, zoomed out too much. It got rejected here. That's why there's more downside. So we're going to use this as a new resistance, okay? So above 871.65, you can see 876.47. Below 862.29, you can see 850.35. And below that, you can see 845.29. Now, if you want to know where this could go, if it breaks above 876.47, well, we got another resistance here, which is around 889. Okay, this stock has great volume for this stock specifically, right? 95% of its average. So this would be a great target for the upside if it breaks 876.47. Okay, so that is ASML. Now let's go to NVIDIA, which was very, very strong. And look at this. It's like it hit my resistance perfectly. All right, so we know that 220.99 is going to be our resistance, right? Got rejected at 220.99. Multiple resistances here, right? It's the same thing. Now, if it breaks, I'm going to delete it, so I'll show you guys again. Okay. So rejects, right, at 220.99, give or take. Okay, let's just do 220.97, right? If it breaks above 220.97, where is the next resistance, right? Where was NVIDIA struggling? So right here. Multiple resistances here. So that's going to be around 222.79. So that's going to be your first target. And above that, you can see the highs of 223.99, all-time highs. So that's going to be very easy. I think that's all-time highs. I don't want to be wrong, actually. I believe it is. I'm way off. Way off. 230. Okay, well, I can make mistakes. But yeah, so above 220.97, if it holds this level by pre-market, look for 222.79. Above that, 223.91. It was high of day on Friday. Now, below, we got a resistance here pre-market at 218.97, right? So that's going to be our support, or 219.01, give or take. There was a couple rejections here. So below 219.01, where is our next previous resistance? This could actually drop either to this previous support that it's bouncing off the 21, right? So we can use the 21 as a support, and that's around 217.08. Okay, now below 217.08, we can see 215. Why? Because this is a previous resistance again, right? NVIDIA struggled to break here, but as you can see, once it broke, it ran up. Okay, so we're going to use this as another support target. All right, let's go to Snap. So Snap, again, you can always use a high of day to find the next resistance. So 79.64 is going to be your resistance for Snap. Let's actually delete these. Let's do this again. So 79.64 is going to be your resistance. Below 78.81 is going to be your support, right? Because you see how this resistance, it could not break, but once it broke, it pushed up, and now it hit that resistance. So below 78.81, well, we could definitely see 76.58 because this is the previous resistance, right? So it couldn't break here, right? So this is going to be our level. Now, on the upside, or you can use this support as well because this was acting as a support. Okay, so we can use this as a level as well. So that's Snap. Actually, you know, as a matter of fact, we need to do upside. Where will Snap go if it breaks 79.64? And it looks like it could hit 80.85 all-time highs. Man, I remember buying this stock at $17 and selling it at like $32, thinking I was a genius. I had 25 calls for January 2022, sold that for a stupid 30% profit. I don't even want to look at that contract anymore, but it is what it is. That's options trading for you. So above 77.79, look for 78.81, then 79.6. Well, actually, I'm sorry, 77.79 as a support. Then you can see 76.58. Above 79.6, look for 80.85. So that's Snapchat. Let's go to Roku. So Roku, let's delete these. Okay, what do we got? We got some rejections here, right? So that is 326.02. So above 326.02, look for the highs of 328, right? But if we reject this resistance, what do we got, right? So we have this is going to be our new support, okay? The reason why, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, right? So that's going to be our new support. If it breaks below that, where could Roku go? And it looks like we can use a 200 EMA for a support. So that's going to be around 320. Now, above 328, right? Where will this go? There is a resistance at 329.42, but that's not enough. Let's go to the 1 hour chart so I can get a clear, better picture. We do have a resistance here, right? Because it could not break this 330 level. So above 330.04 will be good. Okay, so let's go back to the 15-minute. So above 326.02, look for 328, then 330.04. Below 324.43, look for 320.04. All right, that's Roku. Now let's do Facebook. Facebook has been getting beat down big time. I mean, most frustrating thing, I have no position in Facebook, but when the market is hot, NASDAQ is on fire, and you see your stock down 4%, that must be very frustrating. But what do we got here? Well, we can easily see the low. 340.26. That's going to be our support. There was a resistance at 346.69. This makes it very easy for us to trade. So above 346.69, there was a support here at 349.83. That's going to act as our new resistance or price target if you go above 346.69. Okay. Above 349.83, you can see 356.32, but let's see. There's been a lot of bad press on Facebook, so I don't know if it's going to get to that level. Below 340.26, where are we going? Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Actually, as a matter of fact, let's go 4 hour. I mean, look at this. Either we bounce or say goodnight, Mark Zuckerberg. All right. If we go below 320.26, we got 334.45 clear cut support. Either bounces or we going down, down, down. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty straightforward trade. I shouldn't say straightforward, but the levels are pretty transparent. So above 346.69, look for 349.83. Above that, 356.32. That's going to be your price target for the upside. Below 340.26, look for 334.45. And I mean, this is it. This is it right here. Make or break for Facebook. Mark, I hope you're not I hope you're not scared. Look at that volume too. 43 million, 306% of its average. All right, last two. Pfizer and SQ. All right, so again, Pfizer got approval for booster shots. Not sure if that's priced in. Could push up. Let's see. We got resistance at around, what is that right there? We actually got perfect resistance here. 44.4. Rejection here, rejection here. If it breaks above 44.4, we got 44.65. Again, Pfizer does not move as much, so any 20 cents is honestly not a bad move. Now, if it gets rejected, where are we going? Okay, there's a resistance here, multiple resistances here. We got resistance here. Okay, these are old resistances. So we're going to use that as a new support. Okay, so 44.19. It closed at 44.37. If it breaks below 44.19, we got a new support right here at around 43.91, basically where it closed today. This is after hours. If we go below 43.91, we got a support at 43.7. Now to the upside, what do we got? So above 44.4, we got 44.65, as we said, and we have another resistance at around 44.99, which is right here. It rejected, pushed down. Okay, so that's Pfizer. Let's go last but not least, or I should say last one. Okay, so we know, let's delete these. I have too many drawings on this. The high of day was 263.2. So that's going to be a resistance if SQ stays at this level tomorrow morning. Okay, so above 263.2, where are we going, right? So let's look. And that is going to be around. There is a resistance here at 265, right? You see here how it rejects. So 265 is going to be your first target. And above 265, we got 270. We got 270, 271, right? These resistances here. Okay. Now, how about downside? Gotta be ready for puts, right? So I would say we can use VWAP, okay, for a support here. So let's do 259.17. So below 259, we have 257. This resistance acting as a new support. Or we could do here, which I kind of like more. This is just a wick. So let's use 255.52 as our first target, right? Because we're going to use an old resistance acting as a new support. All right, if it goes below that, you got a couple resistances here. But I would most likely say around, SQ kind of likes whole numbers. So I would say below 255.52, 250. Yeah, right here, this wick right here. So I would say 250. 251.62, give or take. Okay, so above 263.2, look for 265.62, and with volume 271 if NASDAQ is strong, right? Now below 259.17, we got 255.52, 251.62 as your second target. All right, guys, that is the watch list for tomorrow's trading session. The levels will be posted in our Discord, and it will also be posted on my Twitter at Keon Trades. Now, again, join our Discord absolutely free for 7 days. You got all the channels open to you. You have all the trades open. Can't ask for more. You can't ask for more. Click that like and subscribe button so I can keep pushing out this content, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night.